say it's the 21st century. Like I say, it's 2025.
The 22nd century now, isn't it?
No, it's the 21st century. 20.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. It won't make me cook it any faster, as a matter of fact. And under my feet, it makes it slow. Bless you.
What? Oh no!
Oh my god, it's Lotus.
Wow.
Lotus!
Hi, Cord.
You can tell everybody how you beat my ass today. I usually win.
That's true. I fully dedicated to the way of the gun.
It was probably that broadside.
No, that one broadside was game changing. Because, like, usually when I'm shooting, I can't get you to half. Like, I'll do, like, a couple points of damage here and there, and then I'm bored, and I'm like, alright. There we go. And then it's just a slow slog. As I get slugged over and over.
Does that do anything for either one of us?
I can't while you're boarded.
Okay.
So if you're on my boat, I just can't get you. I can't cut the tie until I get you off. Which was why when you boarded and you didn't put somebody over immediately, it's easy to get away.
Or when I grappled, it didn't go on.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We're like, well, I'll just get rid of this.
Right.
Like a smarty pants.
I'm tired of being boarded all the time. I just want to.
Can't board me, stupid pirates.
I just want to shoot my cannons. Cord, that is amazing. Congratulations, man. 50 points of... You finished an army, essentially. Because 50 points is like, what, small games? I was actually talking to a very good friend of mine. His name's Cyril. I love the man. Apparently, he's, like, really into War Machine. Like, he was really big into it before. Like, there are people... Like, most people are like, yeah, you know, I played War Machine. He was like... He played some War Machine. And I was talking to him about the new edition, and he seemed like he was slightly interested in it, which kind of made me slightly interested in maybe like doing something really small with it. But we'll see. Picked up the Tiger Claws starter gang for Cyberpunk. Should be here today.
Hey Doc, I want to say publicly, thanks for the minimal effort on the models you sent.
Minimal effort. Jeez. Picked up the Tiger Claws. Tiger Claws are great. You'll love them. That Oya bun is disgusting.
I play them really poorly, and I still be feeling a lot.
Yeah. It doesn't help that I don't play good games, for sure. It's mid-size, so 50 is mid-size game. Because I'm really, 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 really interested in trying the Gravediggers, because I loved Kane back in the day. He was one of the Signar masters that I was actually interested in. I've always been a bit of a Swan. 30, 50. Okay, so 50 is the mid-game. Well, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. That's something you should be proud of. I want to say publicly thanks for the minimal effort on the models you sent. Do you actually think I put in minimal effort? Or is that just you being Tisdale? Because I'm sorry if you think I put in minimal effort. I can't. Oh, okay, you were kidding. These models are so cool. Very fortunate to add them to my collection. I'm glad I could do them for you, buddy.
I thought they looked awesome.
I got a lot of. What I'm saying, I got a lot of flack. I got people saying, "Well, why are you doing it if you hate Star Wars?" And I literally said, "Because it's Tisdale."
Because I love Tizzy.
Because I love Tizzy.
That needs to be a clip.
Yeah, somebody clip that, please, and give it to.
Make it a soundbite.
Yeah, there you go. Make it a soundbite, and we'll send it to Tim.
My love for Tisdale encompasses my hate for Star Wars. Thank you very much.
And as I always say, I don't hate Star Wars. I just think it's boring. Is that why you spiked them off the desk, Kara?
Did I what?
Is that why you spiked the models off the desk?
That is actually why I did it. I was like, fuck Tizzy!
Because she hates you, Tisdale. She hates you. She is filled with anger.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for the resub. I love Star Trek. Thank you for the resub, Wilmar. I love you, buddy. Happy birthday, Wilmar. I was gonna say, tomorrow can't be your birthday, Wilmar. Because it's Kara's birthday. My bank account said so.
Yeah, all the resubs and bits that you guys donate tonight go into my shopping spree tomorrow.
Yeah. Sick. What about all the money I get for selling my blood?
I wouldn't take that from you. That's for your business.
Are you gonna actually play music, or am I gonna have to pop a hemorrhoid? Tomorrow can be two things. Tomorrow can be two things? What? 2 birthdays? That's impossible.
No, it's your birthday. Every other thing here, Wilmar. You can't have
That is fair. Alright, guys, tell me if I'm not in the friggin' camera. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy them, Tizzy. I'm glad I could do it for you. I'm glad I could defend them from the ground.
So I don't think you hate Star Wars.
I don't. What gave it away? Me saying I don't hate it over and over again?
I just think that there is a lot to the Star Wars universe that you don't necessarily appreciate. Like, you did like...
I liked Mandalorian.
You liked Mandalorian.
I thought Endor... I thought Rogue One was good. I really liked that. I liked the Han Solo movie.
You like Han Solo.
I love Knights of the Old Republic. I think that's fascinating. I just think they keep rehashing the same story over and over again. And I think it's a disservice to the setting. That's why I like the scum aspect of the Star Wars universe so much. Because I think that's where the interesting stuff. I haven't watched Andor yet. No, we don't have Disney right now. Do we have Disney?
No.
Well, maybe I'll watch it. I've actually been. A lot of times I'm on YouTube where I usually watch my stuff, and I've actually been kind of at a loss of what to watch. So it's probably about time for me to watch a show. Also, it was my birthday on Wednesday, and you didn't pay for dinner, so it was your birthday on Wednesday. Sign up for Disney Plus and get the free trial. I can't do that just now. I don't have that kind of money for free. I'm too poor to get free. Was it actually your birthday? I'm gonna feel real bad if you say yes. So anyway, yeah, I was talking to Cyril about it, and I was half tempted to be like, okay, well, eventually, if I can get my hands on it for a decent price, I would play Gravediggers. Or if at that point they actually finally release like a Menoth army, I might be more into that. Because I don't know, I don't like the look of the Cephalax or the cephalic crick stuff they're doing. It's just not my vibe. Like when the black when the dragon fleet comes out, or the black fleet or whatever they call it, I probably would buy those just to paint them because I love the aesthetic. But yeah, those aren't out yet. But I love the Gravedigger stuff. I think that stuff looks really, really cool. But I like that World War One paratrooper, by the way, aesthetic. I think it's sick. But that's not a game I would play a lot of. That would be a game I would play with a very select group of people.
You have to be super special in the Dr.D version.
I wouldn't say special per se, but yeah. I am never going to travel anywhere to play that game. Can't do it, man. Got burned once by War Machine. Yeah, I get it. I 100% understand. That's why I'm saying I'm only going to buy it cheap. I am not buying retail. Because I think the price of War Machine is insanely high. But if somebody's like trying to sell it and I see it, I'll be like, yeah, I'll buy that. And I think I've even... I've managed, and I've definitely told myself it's not going to happen before Nova, for sure. Because there's way too much going on. But... yeah, that would be, like, intensely low on the what I would be working on regularly. Like, I'd rather play Carnival than... I'd rather play more Carnival than War Machine. And I only can play Carnival with you, technically. You and Mike, because I have stuff for him to play.
Babe,
Yeah.
you did an awesome job.
Thank you.
Peak boyfriend performance.
I did it, boys. Mission success. Mission accomplished. We got him. We defeated the War on Terror. So we're gonna finish this guy real fast. There was like 2 things on this I had to finish, and I just wanted to finish it before we did anything else. This stream will be not quite as long as we usually go because I gotta go donate blood tomorrow. So I'm probably gonna stop it at like 10, just so I know I can get enough sleep. Because I've done it before where I stay on my normal hours here and then I go do it the next day and I am insanely tired after. And Kara and I got things to do tomorrow because it's her birthday.
But we are still gonna stream even though it's my birthday.
Yeah, we will still stream tomorrow.
We had big birthday brunch today.
And I will even say, Kara, I will let you pick whatever I paint tomorrow.
Ooh. What is on the docket? I see something gruesome. Who's that guy with the flaily arms?
Guy with the flaily arms.
Yeah, this one. This guy.
Oh, top hat.
I like him done. He looks very, very interesting.
Alright, top hat it is. She is, of course, talking about the leader of the Bozos. This guy.
What game is that?
That's Cyberpunk. That's for Mike. Which means money.
Nice. Chose wisely.
You have chosen death. Yeah, so Wilmar, like, what are you interested in playing, essentially? I mean, with Summer of Plunder coming around the corner, like, I'm probably going to do everything I can to play as many games of that as humanly possible. But eventually that 10 weeks will end. Again, I'd like to go back to Malifaux at some point. I just don't want to do it while this beta thing is going on. I'm not getting paid by Weird to be a playtester, so I'm not playtesting their game.
Look at that booty, show me the booty, give me the booty, I want the booty, back up the booty, I need the booty, I like the booty, oh what a booty.
I wish that's what he wanted to play, Tizzy. But he doesn't have enough stuff, he doesn't have enough Blood and Plunder. I'm gonna try and get so much booty from the Summer of Plunder. Being a playtester is like being a side piece. Yeah, kinda, I guess. At least with the side piece, with the other playtesting stuff I've done, at least they pay me.
And did you get models too?
Yeah, well, pay. I mean, I get something out of it. Instead of just emotional pain.
Yeah.
Goes to the picked and war machine. Oh, the full 50 points! Oh, dude, we're gonna do that on Whip It Out then. We'll pull it up right now, so I don't forget. Whee! I will give him credit. That old Umbre stuff, Cyril described it as the monsters from The Witcher, and ever since he said that, I cannot unsee that. Which is pretty sick.
I bought that for me.
That took me a second to realize what that was. Still needs some highlighting work, but yeah, bro, dude, showing up to a table with a fully painted force is just legend. Ain't no one gonna be complaining about that. You should be.
Also, if you show it with a fully painted force, it's easier to keep track of what's going on.
That's true. Where did we learn that lesson today?
Trouble with Blood and Plunder.
So yeah, we played a game of Blood and Plunder today, and I won it eventually. It was the first game where I felt like cannons actually did their job because I felt like I actually got a pretty good broadside off. And man, there was a lot of dead people. And her boat only had 1 health left, so I almost finally sank a boat. And I think it all came down to she just couldn't board me. She kept failing the boarding roll. Maybe I should just play boarding lists. English boarding lists, and I'll be like, alright, fine, I'm gonna come to you, and then I'm gonna start blowing you up with dynamite.
This show is hilarious.
I listen to me. Still needs best euphemism ever. Boom goes the dynamite, baby. I know that sound. Happy birthday! Hi, Mike. That was for Kara, actually. Yeah, her birthday's tomorrow. It's not today. But close enough. But I will post all the pictures from our game later. It was a very good game, a lot of cool pictures. The game continues to look even cooler and cooler as more and more stuff gets painted.
That is very true.
Like, just having 2 fully painted boats with just painted crew in the pictures and stuff, it looks hectic. Alright. And this lad is done. I'm in gridlock on the pike. Yeah, bro. Hate to see that, man. That sucks. Well, be safe. Don't look at your phone too much. Because we're gonna be painting your model, and we don't need you to be dead. What was the third model I showed? Oh, yeah, yes. Right. Alright, so we're going to paint her up. And then if we have time after, we'll start working on the Ryan Gosling authorized bounty hunter, who's going to be based off the main character of Drive, which is another movie I've never seen. It's not moving, so there's no reason to look up. Yeah, that sounds like the pike. Does Chunk need help? Kara!
What?
Does Chunk need help? I hear something fumbling.
What happened? Did you lose the ball? He found a cracker. Is that it?
Love that film. Good job, Chunk. Everybody, Chunk found a cracker. And it wasn't even me. It wasn't me.
But he's screeching and scratching.
Well, I just hear him like, yeah, I hear the... Just wanted to make sure he wasn't hurting. But while we were playing, I think I managed to convince myself what the next episode of Raise the Black's going to be. Keeping track of your stuff. Because it's not easy in that game. She's got a robot leg. She's a robot. I just pretend I know what's what. You never question me. I don't. Yeah, I do that with Kara too, actually. She'll just, like, start doing stuff, and she'll do rules, and I'm like, I know that's not actually how this works. I'm just gonna let it happen. It's fine. As long as you do something that's, like, vaguely correct, and it's not, like, such a thing that it's gonna completely unbalance whatever game plan I'm doing, I'm like, alright, fine, whatever. I'm just gonna pretend like you know what the hell you're doing. By the way, Mike, I did ask Cyril about the War Machine thing, and he actually seemed, like, kind of vaguely interested in getting back into it. And then he showed me, like a little kid with his favorite toys. He showed me his entire Kador collection and, like, gleefully told me about each one. Yeah, you weren't kidding. He was into it. And one of the cutest things he said was, he's like, yeah, I used to be the person that won all the best painted things around here until you showed up. I was like, oh. Oh, jeez. I was like, that was very nice of you. But I'm not the one he's worried about. I just pretended a win's a win. Oh, nice. Wait, what are their names? I don't know. He didn't tell me all their names. He didn't tell me the total backstories. He started, like, talking in Russian and looking at them really intently. Like, there was something in his eyes, you know, something that I think if I questioned it too much, he would have, like, hit me, called me dad in Russian or something. Somehow I got purple on her face. Don't know how that happened. Well, War Machine, I don't think, like, to its credit, while the game is good, it did not, I don't think it really, it didn't attract, like, hobbyists as much as, just, like, Warhammer did, you know? Like, that's not what the game was about. Because hobbyists, I find that most of the time the people that do a lot of hobby are not the ones who are winning the big events. Like, the people that win the big events, they might pay some of the hobby. And not to say that, you know, some of the stuff at the big events don't look good, but I think that the majority of your people, yeah, they're definitely there just to play. They're definitely gamers first and painters second.
What do people think I should do about this pink line on my phone screen? Can I take it to iFixit? Or should I just buy a new one? Junk says I have to take him for a walk.
Well, I'd hate to deny that.
Bobby, do you want to go with us?
He asked, how'd you get the line? And Painter J says it's a feature. She's asking how you got the line.
I think probably from dropping it a million times.
She says that she's dropped it a million times. So thanks for taking one for the team and being the painter, so I can go in first. You're welcome, bud. You know, we all have our place, you know. Do nothing and offer it up. What does that mean? Offer it up to what? God? Also, your guys' concern about my well-being on if Painter J takes my spot in the Excel spreadsheet thing is cute. I appreciate it, but you don't need to worry about it. I'm not that emotionally fragile. I did think it was cute, though. I appreciate it. Don't want you near just now. You don't need to worry about me. We moving again. Yeah. Oh, hooray! Turnpike! Yay! Well, you know what? If you stop talking because you're moving, then I'll see you when you get home, bud. Yeah, just so you know, Jay, I have no expectation of ever beating you in number of models. Because I quite honestly don't know how you paint as many models as you do. I think if I really was interested in upping the number, I would probably do more like contrast stuff, at least for the base coats. Which I've actually been thinking I probably need to do just because even with my the amount of stuff I managed to pump out, it's still just like kind of not enough. So there's definitely been some thinking into that. Just some things that kind of help improve the speed per se. But yeah, when it comes to the number of models done, the point of the Excel spreadsheet, it was done when I realized that I'm actually a fairly prolific is a good word for it. Where I know that I'm pumping stuff out. It's not that I'm just sitting around like buying stuff and literally never painting it. Like I paint quite a bit of stuff.
I mean, it showed me too. I didn't realize you were doing as much as you were.
Yeah, right. You won't be moving again. That's true. I guess I'll hear from you. Couldn't help but notice that there's 3 members in the 100 club. Because it's me. Is it you? Did you make it with your thing? Let me check. It's got to be you, right? Oh, in the 100 score. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got up there, yeah. In the 100 score club, yeah. Because I was going to say, even I haven't painted 100 models yet. You do a lot still. Those are not rookie numbers. I'm just insane. Yeah, no doubt. And that's how I feel, quite honestly. But the biggest difference is, I think, Painter J, is that when we have game days, you have paint days, right? So you have at least a couple. You have at least one day on me where you probably paint. Obviously, that's not always the case because you do have a family, yada yada. But you probably have at least 1 week. You generally speaking paint more than I do because I go to the store to play or whatever. That's right, Sweetney. I'm hoping to break 100 by this time next year. I think you can do it. I think you can probably break 100 quicker than you think. I think it just depends on the games you play, because like you don't really play army games, right? Because you play mostly just skirmish games. So you probably feel a little more inspired to just paint skirmish level, you know, like where you only have to paint 8 models for an entire army. Plus, the details on those models tend to be a lot higher, you know. Yeah, I've come to appreciate the fact that I definitely know I ain't no rookie painter. And we got Napoleonics coming. Yeah, I don't think I do my best to not care about best painters anymore. Like the 2 Everwinters ago kind of taught me that one. If I get it, great, but I'd never want to work for it again. I'm slowing Jay down on Mondays. Well, because that's the thing. He still goes to the shop you still paint on Mondays, right? Because I know you go to the store on Monday, but it's not like you're going there to play. You go there to paint, right?
Hello there, fake Dr. D here with your fun fact of the day. Pluto didn't get to make one whole orbit of the sun in the time between its discovery and demotion.
Dang, that's a shame. That sounds like a Ryland fact. That sure is Ryland. I'm slowing Jay down. That's right, Sweetens. Plus, without gaming, it is way less mental load. I just do it to relax, but I have a couple of paintings coming up. So, sure. Yeah, because at that point, you just kind of paint whatever you want. You don't have to, like, paint to whatever game you're playing. I'm in the same boat. I usually get about 10 hours of hobby in a week. I'm in the same boat. Right. So, that's actually an interesting fact, though. I didn't know that. Is there more to socialize? I don't usually get much painting. Okay, so you just go there to hang out on Mondays, right? Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, my painting schedule is definitely slowed down in the middle of the week. Like before, I was probably painting every night, but these days, like Tuesdays I'm at the shop. Wednesday I might get a little bit in. I think it just kind of depends on what I'm doing. But lately Wednesdays I've been doing something.
Did you know scientists accidentally killed the world's oldest known animal when they also accidentally discovered it in 2006?
Excellent. Was it some kind of bacteria? He has been helpful to me on board. Right, because did you guys do the soldering for the light? Couldn't imagine painting on stream like this. This would slow me down epically. Yeah, it definitely slows you down. just because, you know, you got to stop, look at the chat. You get mocked a lot.
Twist of fate, scientists accidentally killed the world's oldest known animal, a clam nicknamed Ming, when they opened its shell to study its age. Ming, an ocean quahog, was estimated to be 507 years old when researchers discovered it.
Well, that's sad. Typical science, though. Typical science. I couldn't imagine being... I had to skip this past week because my house flooded, but it should be there tomorrow, barring any work emergency. Yeah, I heard about the flooding thing. Sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. Hoping nothing too permanent, other than maybe some mold inspection type stuff, like you didn't lose anything too valuable. That's true too, actually. I bet my painting pace has been slowed down a little bit because of the stream. Actually, now that I think about it. Just because instead of me just painting by myself on a Thursday or on a weekend, now I'm doing the stream. I think most of my painting nights turned into stream nights, so I guess that did slow me down a little bit. I didn't think of that. I got lucky. Good. I'm glad to hear that, bud. Yeah, it is a shame you don't play games with us, Painter J. I think it would be cool to see you play something like a Blood and Plunder or something. It's just some of the stuff you could do with the boats and the crew and all that. You could put that on the paint tray.
Okay.
Also, any word on Firelock, Mr. Mike? I'm getting a little antsy on this boat thing. Kara's convinced me to give it 2 more weeks before I do something drastic. Because I can't get no practice games in. Because I don't have the boat. I'm ready to grow beyond my current wingspan. I am a Game Boyer. I like to watch and support, but I don't find the game as relaxing. Hey, man. I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. I'm just saying it's more of a shame for us that you can't, like, paint a full force, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, to see, like, whatever army it is you pick get painted to, like, whatever level. Like, I think that would be a really cool thing to see.
They're pretty Bobby.
Like, you would definitely want to play a skirmish game for sure. Were you just at the store? Oh, today's Sunday, not Monday. Never mind. No, never mind. For some reason I was thinking it was Monday. I did buy the Spider Faction for Bushido, and I'm going to do a display board for it. It's funny you say that. I also bought the spiders, and the gameplay for them was a little disappointing, at least with the releases they got at the very beginning. I would actually like to go back and do them. Because I still like Bushido. I would actually like to kind of go back to it now that they've had some more releases. So I'm kind of curious to see how you paint them. I've had some thoughts on how to do all the webs. The game is still the same, just more models that don't help the alleged balance. Yeah, bro. Like I said, I'm not playing that game because of balance. I'm playing that game because I like the theme. So, like, I played Cyberpunk yesterday. I went over to Cyril's house and we played. And I brought the piranhas, and my god, they are just not good. Whatever their strategy is not readily apparent. And I have learned in the aging process that it's okay to just calm down. And so I've been able to play games and just take my lick and just walk away. It's fine. Everything's fine. Like, I had the usual weird dice luck, and I was just like, it's fine. I don't care. I can deal with it. Even he was just like, what's with the dice? And I was like, you've been through this. Why are you asking me that question? You know what's happening. So I think I will kind of stop trying to get piranhas to work. Or at least take some recommendations. I need to figure out what it is that they're trying to do. It's just like their weird game plan. It's not very easy to pull off, and there's like a lot of things that can really interrupt how that works. All the goo. Let me play them. I have an idea. Sure. Yeah. Is your idea to suck on eggs? Haha, idiot. Got him. I think Headbanger's probably the best member of the gang, though. I really do. I think Headbanger's good.
Did he then go back to showing you his collection?
He did. Yeah, he sure did. I think the Revelers are good. I don't know. I think Block Boss is just kind of... He's okay. But I think the Revelers are fantastic for 15. I think they're real good. Headbanger's a little pricey, but I think if you kind of kit him out, he's pretty good. But I think I might either focus on Bozos or I might go into Edge Runners more and play some of the other leaders.
Did anybody have any advice for my phone?
I mean, just bring it to a fix-it place and
That's what I'm gonna do.
just ask them. I mean, worst case scenario, they say it's too expensive, and you're like, yeah, I'll just buy another one. Anyway, Painter J, I'm actually at the point where I might ask you to paint some stuff for me just to keep up with demand of some of this crap. Because I got Napoleonics coming. I don't know if I could do that, actually. You know what? I can't have you paint my Napoleon.
Napoleonics, at the exact same moment this guy on this show I'm listening to said the Napoleonic Code. Like, the exact same second.
Well, I was in that show, so... I just want to paint some more colorful themes. Sure thing, just let me know. You want to paint more colorful things.
Well, pirates are colorful.
Well, that's your stuff, not mine.
I didn't think anybody was... I thought somebody on the stream was saying more colorful things. said they wanted to paint more colorful things.
Painter J.
Pirates are colorful.
They are. What do I have that I could possibly have you even paint? Warhammer Fantasy, maybe? We can't do Ocelus when the game comes out. The Austrians aren't in the game. It's an android, I think. Sure thing, just let me know. I meant with the bozos that I don't have color preferences
Nobody
for other
in
things.
this show ever sleeps. Apparently, if you live in DC, you can't sleep.
Which, by the way, I totally expect you'll probably jump into Blood and Bayonets at some point, Chris. Just because it's essentially just Blood and Plunder, except with formation rules. Because all the sailing stuff transfers over. It's the same game, essentially. Just slightly different rules for like army formations and there's little changes here and there. I imagine at some point you're probably jumping in, especially if you're playing France. Austrians aren't androids. Are you mad? No, they're way too dumb. They were way too dumb back then to be androids. I do love bozos. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I will say, Painter J, I love the bozos and just how colorful they can be. Oh, maybe I'll have him paint the Shadow Collective. Ooh, now there's an idea. I don't know. AI is pretty dumb now. They had a lot of... Well, that's because we keep feeding them, you know, like, people... politician talk, let's just put it that way. They had a lot of dudes in their army who didn't speak German and would have preferred to go home and fight Turks. Yeah, I can't blame them. Stupid Ottoman Empire ruining everything. The next mini I am going to paint is my 3K mini that I have an infinity tag for Keith for an Everwinter prize, and my plate is wide open for any other commissions you can think of. Yeah, dude, I'd be stoked if you could do that. Oh my god, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, who really wants to risk life and live for a bunch of free god Habsburgs? Yeah, who could, yeah, that's fair. But their army, they always had oversized regiments. Like, their army moved around as like a giant brick. It just moved so slow. They needed more motivation. I mean, who really wanted? It's probably because you're in a car, Mike. Yeah, we could talk about it. Mr. J. I might just have you, like, legitimately just base code an entire army. When I was getting into the hobby, I bought way too much Star Wars Legion, and to date have only played one Darth, painted one Darth Maul for a friend. I have 2 Shadow Clone. Okay, well, guess which one I was going to ask you to paint. Because that was my, my gift for painting that thing for Tisdale. And I told him if I could get it painted, I would actually play Legion with him at Adepticon. But I just find it hard. I'm going to find it hard to paint that. But I could just legitimately just contrast paint the whole thing and then just slowly kind of pick at it. I don't know. I think a lot of it just comes down to I don't want to pay money. I'm too stubborn. Like I said, let's talk person. Mono y mono.
What's going on over there? Sounds sus.
Because I gotta save money for this business thing. So I can't be spending no money. And I gotta buy these boats when, you know, eventually stores finally get.
Not spending money.
That's all it is. But cars are fast. Cargo space. Mike. Cargo space. Do what's good for you. The option is always there. I appreciate that. Yeah, I really do appreciate that, Mr. J. What's your going rate? If you don't want to say it on here, just message me. Because I think my alternative would be just literally have Kara base coat the whole thing. $20 an hour. Okay. I will consider.
You got that James Dean daydream look in your eyes. Bubby, do you want to dance with me?
No. Oh, are you saying Cargo Road? Cargo Road. Oh, I mess this up every time.
About you, 'cause I time that you see
And also, Mike, I'm not sure if you were here when she said it, but on Kara's birthday, she said she wanted me to paint Big Hat. So I guess we're going to paint that tomorrow. Your primary use your primary respiratory system to breathe. It's not for breathing, idiot. That's not what that's not what the primary respiratory system is. Why don't you just Google it? Alright, it's been about an hour. We're going to do the whip it out here soon. So if you got something you want to show off, you know the spot. What did she do? I'm the one that's delayed. Oh, you can't Google because you're driving? It's no excuse, Mike.
Wow. Shout out Stephanie Bourne for beating Brendan Bourne in a painting contest.
We will do the whip it out as soon as I finish this layer of green. Different kind of one-handed typing from Mike this week. Sheesh. Well, he probably keeps looking at that picture of his girlfriend on his phone.
I look at it every morning. Only thing keeping me going.
She's a real lucky girl, Mike.
What do you say? What did he say?
What?
What did Mike say that made you say she's a real special girl?
He says that he looks at a picture of the girl on his On his phone every day, and it's the only thing that's keeping him going.
Damn. I want to know who's on his phone keeping him going.
The joke is me. You already know that. He showed it to you.
Oh, that's true. He did show me that. Haha. Is it time for Whip It Out, or did I miss it?
No, it's about to happen. I'm just gonna finish the screen.
What are these buttholes doing stuck on this piece of square? They look like Napoleonics. Fucking Napoleonics.
They're gonna be repurposed.
What was the old guy's name that used to play Napoleonics with you?
Ron.
Ron. You said you thought he'd like Blood and Plunder.
Yeah, I think he would.
Did you talk to him about it?
No. I feel bad getting him into another game, especially with what's going on with his wife and his mom.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's fair.
So I might play Bolt Action with him at the...
Well, he could always come over and use Pirates if he wanted to play with you. Or you could take my team.
Once I get points for doing demos and stuff for the Summer of Plunder, I probably will ask him.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe it is Whip It Out time. Liking it so far. I thought somebody showed off something. I think Rylan, or not Rylan, Muriel. I think Muriel may show this off. Sneak.
I think we looked at that.
It's a bear.
Ooh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. Not green and blue or just...
That's what I said. A girl worth fighting for.
It's Queen
I was
Amidala.
gonna say, is that Amidala?
Queen Amidala. Yeah, that's
One of her bodyguards.
that's the chick that. It's not actually Queen Amidala.
Is that the
it's
bottom
chick
of
that
the
plays.
chat? I thought I put more in there. I guess not. New podcast tomorrow night.
Yep, it's already uploaded, so it definitely will actually come out.
Tomorrow morning, sorry.
Okay, there we go. So we got ourselves King Tachanka, chosen a best. Are you painting today?
I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. Might not paint till you go to bed. Because I don't have to be awake tomorrow.
That's true. So chosen a bast. This is the mystic focused King Tachanka, where he also has a pet panther for some reason. That's cool. It's cool, I guess. Looks good. This is by Mural Mage. He put this in after we had wrapped up last week, so I like it. I think this purpley black I think works really well. So I'm a big fan of that. That's really cool. I don't think this is finished just because the bases definitely need some work, but I like it. See if he said this was done or not. Not sure. Looks good though. And then this is his Namor, which he did show off last week. I think this is probably a more finished version, which I think looks a lot better just because I think the water looks a little bit more effective with the white foam. I don't know. I feel like this base, definitely looks better. He definitely did some dry brushing. Definitely looks a lot better. I feel like the base itself might be better if it was like one side was more water. It's weird that this looks like, in a weird way, it kind of looks like it kind of looks deserty. Obviously, you got the sea life in there, but I don't know. I feel like doing a little bit of water effect on this like side of the one side of the thing would make it look a little more cohesive, I guess. Because the fact that there's only water just to lift him up, I don't know, it looks kind of weird to my composition brain. But looks good. Skin looks great. His little booty shorts. And it always helps when somebody's big spear thing is one color, and you got the Widow's Peak. Yeah, looks good. I like it. And then this is Brain Cord. This is Cord's Orgoth at 50 points army. It's fun that it's all big medium base models. That's pretty fun actually. It's all big heckin' chonkers. Which caster did you go with, Cord? Because come to find out, one of the casters is Butcher from the old game. Which I thought that was pretty neat that they brought him back as a crazed psychopath. But he's always been a crazed psychopath. But I really dig I like that brown, that like white brown looking thing, kind of bronzy. That's pretty cool. A big man. This guy just wants a high five. No, it's whatever this is. I do not know the names of any of these units. I know nothing about this army. Other than that, they're very angry demon worshippers.
Who is this?
This is Cord.
And I would like to know what the final color is planning to be. Is it yellow?
It's whatever this is because he's done.
Oh, okay.
It's like a... I think he said it's supposed to be like an off-white.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yep. Big fan. I'll keep that there just in case Cord comes around. This is the Handmaiden.
I feel like we've seen this already.
So, he put the skin on it since the last time we looked at it.
Okay. Really, the shading on the chin and the brow shading? Wow. Ilmar. What were you on, bro? This is pretty good.
Dummy.
Some amazing facial shading. Very impressive.
Sorry, Kara. I only post new models, Kara.
Oh, I'm sorry. I already thought it was beautiful, and now I'm seeing the skin.
He didn't even post that today. This is just from last week or whatever.
Well, I very well may have already looked at it. I don't think I'm painting tonight, so you can do whatever you need to do.
But looks good, bud. Again, the blends look fantastic, but we've already told you that ad nauseum. Okay, so this is one of the new Khador casters. It's literally a chick riding a friggin' bear.
Mm.
So this is Ryland's. So I guess Ryland's playing Khador. Yeah, I think the new resin makes it look kind of
Yeah.
iffy, but
Yeah.
he did,
I definitely
He
feel
did
like
prime
yeah.
it.
No, that looks nice.
and then immediately looks a lot better.
yeah, so that's the same model.
Yeah, same model.
Oh God.
That's
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the new resin.
That's amazing.
That I'm
Because that resin looks really crap.
Yeah, the resin looks like dog doo doo, but I think the glossiness of it hides a lot of it.
Yeah. And pictures don't help.
So yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
It's probably one of the coolest things that I'm not sure if SFG had their hand in this or if this was something that had already been made by Privateer Press, but this model looks awesome.
Yeah. Also, really
Perky.
gorgeous.
Welcome back, Perky.
Good for you, Perky. This is really great photography. I love what you did with that, Rylan.
Yeah, this looks great. Big fan. And I did comment on your thing, Core, but I didn't get rid of it specifically because I wanted to make sure I talked to you while you were here. Yeah, I think it looks good. I like the brown off-white thing. I love this. I love how the spot color is just like bright red. I really dig that. Do you know how you're gonna base it, or is that based? Is it just gonna be that dark? Okay, you're not done with basing because there's like spillage on that. So you haven't done the basing yet. You've done all the models. And then the other question I had was, which caster are you playing? Because I don't recognize any of these. And the only one that I know is the Butcher, is the old Butcher guy. Or Orsis, or Aureus, or whatever the name is. But yeah, Ryan, this is a great model. I'm excited to see it finished. I know you worked on it already. Here's some pictures of it, obviously. Orlax, it's the front far right, this guy. Yeah, I definitely don't recognize him at all. And I was saying that this guy just wants a high five. High five. Yeah, I really like it, Cord. It's cool. It's always good to see like a fully painted army. If I really wanted to go out of the way to tell you like what might make it pop even more, is the base. It kind of depends on how you want to base it. Because I think you need a cool color, because you got a lot of warm colors here, and I think if you put a bright, cool color on it, I think it would like really explode. But I think it's good. I think it looks pretty good. The bases are flagstone insert. Yeah, I can see the inserts. Are they done, or are you gonna keep them that black? Because you might want to do like a little dry brush on this and make it look like incredible. Because I've used similar things. I can show you some of the other stuff I've worked on. No, I was trying to think of the color. If you're doing just like a regular kind of gray, my favorite is Pro Acryl White Blue. I can show you some of the stuff I've done, and we can work on it. Yeah, we can talk about it in a second. All right, so here is the same chick. Rylan did start painting her. I don't think she's done. I think he said that he just kind of finished it at a certain point. Yeah, this is where he ended up. So he's got a couple pictures of it. So yeah, this looks really cool. It's a magic bear, of course. I mean, who doesn't ride around on a magic bear?
Of course, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna ride a bear, he better be magic.
Magic bear. Was thinking gray blue. Yeah, then definitely follow and like in the comments and all that stuff.
Really clean looking
we'll talk
already,
about this.
Rylan.
I don't know. I don't think Rylan was here earlier. I don't know if he's paying attention now, but he might just be lurking.
I'm gonna rewatch.
But looks good.
Ooh, there's good shading there. You can tell he started shading that yellowy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm a big fan though.
Yeah,
looks great. Great model.
I like how there's a nice solid pink tongue, but a little bit of pink showing on the teeth. Kind of like the gums growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Real nice.
PK White Blue is one of my best friends. Yeah, White Blue is fantastic in all its shapes and forms, no matter what company it is. I use the Vallejo White. It was like blue-gray or whatever. Like I had that. I used that stuff religiously, and then thankfully Monument Hobby made one that was really similar, and that's probably the paint I have bought the most. So this is Brendan. Mr. Bourne himself, he painted some kind of Hindu tiger thing. Obviously, this green looks awesome. This looks really good. Wow, look at that fur. That looks phenomenal.
Dr. D's impressed. I'm gonna have to come see this. The fur is great, but I am in love with that green. Like,
Yeah,
just
the green.
like the green against the orange. The tongue pops. These blue rooms really pop. There's so much popping on this model. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
I don't think that green's done. Is the green done?
I don't know. He's not here, but
he's definitely the winner.
yeah, I would say that's probably pretty. Well, I don't know. Finishing an army in itself is pretty.
That's true. Finishing an army is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, but this looks really cool. I love the tiger stripes look great. Yeah, this looks
I
phenomenal.
like how they're kind of lightning speckled, lightning cracked.
Yeah, makes it look more realistic. Look at his fuzzy wuzzies.
Ah, buddy Jesus!
It's Buddy.
Look
Buddy.
look at that immaculate heart coming out of his chest.
Giving you the wink. I wish I could do that green. My Warcaster and Solo have soul trails that I want to do that with. Oh, I can show you how to do that. That's easy.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier than you think it is.
Monument's bright green.
No, it's easier than that. Yeah, this was the game I played with Kara today.
I took some preview pictures.
That's old Buddy Christ hanging out with my British, my English. And then my Master Gunner hanging out with him.
Here, Doofus. Look at it. His mustache looks like it grows upwards.
He's got a very fine mustache. No, you're home now, Mike. No! This is not my captain, no. My captain was Henry Morgan, actually.
His mustache truly goes upwards.
It does. It's crazy. This was my Master Gunner, so he just helps my guys shoot the cannons better. He's a fine gentleman, it's true, but he's on my boat more frequently than not, but he is not the captain.
No, but him and his doofus pants.
Big old white pants. He says that he's related to the royalty of France. And anyone who's ever argued with him on it, he blasts them.
He's descended from Charlemagne,
As he always writes.
like the rest of us.
That's the Sacred Heart. Immaculate Heart has the knives going in, is for the PVM.
Okay, you know what? I trust you, T. Hill, because I did not grow up Catholic, so clearly you did.
Yeah, but you can't sink his boat, because, yeah, Jesus, he just walks on water. He'll just hold it up while he stands on water. He'll ask Dad for help.
I'm sorry. I did my best Protestant guess.
BVM, sorry. I don't know any of what you're talking about. So this is the Queen Amidala's body double. I forget her name, Sabine or something like that.
Secret card.
Something else. Yeah, Sabi. Looks good so far. The red, look at that. Look at that transition line right there. Looks so good. The red is looking immaculate, sir. Well done.
The red is looking good, but I would have one Dr. D critique from what Dr. D has taught me. You should have done her skin first.
Yeah, he never does skin first.
Okay, well, you go, Boo.
Yeah, I think he's crazy. He says he does it because it makes it harder. Which,
I mean,
that's a weird...
granted.
That's weird. I don't know why, but... Yeah, I would definitely say the winners for this one are Brendan for the tiger thing,
Yeah.
and Cord for finishing an army. That by itself is amazing.
There's a lot of great inputs today.
Painting like you get dressed. You put your skin on first. That's the first thing I always say. Because as soon as you mess it up, you're just like, oh god. As soon as you have to like dig into a model to get those hard to reach places, and you spill on stuff you've already painted, oh my god, it makes me so angry. Sometimes you have to, like especially if you're air. That's probably why I don't airbrush as much as I want. Because like on human-sized models, you're like, I'm not gonna airbrush the skin. That'd be a waste of time. But that is a lesson I have learned as well. Okay, so would you like me to kind of run you through what I do for like stone and stuff like that, Mr. Cord? I got a lot of pretty good examples. Actually, you know what? While I'm up, I'm gonna also go to the bathroom. Okay. So, that is something. Okay, so Cord, what I recommend if you want that kind of flagstone-y look. So what I do is I paint it. I start with it black, right? And then what I do is I take some Monument Hobby white blue. Now you don't have to necessarily get these exact brands. Because there's a lot of colors that are like this. I might even still have one, but yeah, here. So, this is the stuff I used exclusively for this kind of stuff. It's really, really good for white as well. So if you want to play paint white, as you can see, the pale gray blue is like just a little bit less white. Depending on which one you can get access to easier. Usually, Monument Hobbies is a lot easier to get a hold of. Just because it's more readily available, but the pale gray blue is just as good, depending on just, I guess if you wanted slightly less white. I would not recommend doing what you said you wanted to do with the whole glazing blue on top of it thing. It's too many steps, and you'll get frustrated. Because what I would do is you just take the base. Have it be black, right? And then just take a dry brush and do a pretty heavy dry brush of it. You don't necessarily need very much of that black still on there. Because what that'll do is it'll kind of give it like a grainy, not perfect layer type cover to it.
Used black top.
Just have Army Painter. So if you just have Army Painter, I don't know. You're going to have to get the paint. You could do it with a gray if you wanted to. These are probably good paints for you to invest in. Like, there's definitely specific Monument Hobby ones that you can get. You can use my discount code. It'll give you such a free shipping.
Any white, gray, light color.
Anything like this, yeah.
Yeah.
So anything gray, they're probably going to be fine with. I think it gives it a little bit more depth if it has a little bit of blue.
If all you have is white and black, you can still make it work.
You can. It's a little more tricky because it's gonna look weird. Because perfect white doesn't exist in nature, but you can definitely make it if you mix the white and black. You can get yourself like a gray, but it won't look quite right, just because there's no such thing as perfect gray. In my opinion, I'm also very judgmental about my grays.
He also likes a lot of blue in his colors.
Yeah, right. I love blue. I love gold. I love kids. And so, yeah, you just do a real heavy dry brush on it. And then you just take any kind of white, like a heavy titanium white or something like that. Again, I would use the Monument Hobby ones because they have the best whites that I've ever been able to. And then just do another dry brush on top of it. Just make sure this time it's not as heavy. Because you just want it to be like a little bit of a highlight. So what I would do is dip it and really like just brush off the majority of the paint. The dry brush boards are pretty helpful. I have no idea where mine went. It's probably around here somewhere. But those dry brush boards are helpful. You can just definitely use the back of your hand. You can definitely use a paper towel to drain it of any water. That makes it more chalky, which is better in this case because you want this to look kind of rough. And at that point, you could probably just say like, "Hey, that's probably good enough." The last little razzle dazzle that I like to put on it is this stuff, the typhus corrosion, because what this does is it adds dirt. And when you do typhus corrosion on top of it, you put it on there, really, really watery, and then you kind of wipe it up. And what it does is it creates this like dirt stain on top of it, which is what all this stuff is. So like this stuff, you notice how it's like real brown, and it makes it look more like kind of natural. And that's just because, as you know, dirt is going to get in places, especially if you're outside. So.
What's happening? Oh, fuck. Biden has an aggressive form of prostate cancer.
Oh, that sucks.
That means 6 months, probably.
Jeez. I would say you are a Superman. Perky, it's good to have you back. Where you been, man? I'm a perfect white because I am perfect and people call me white all the time. Wow.
Quick question.
Wow. Yeah.
If I fried up some dumplings, would you have some?
Yeah. So yeah, that mud layer is what makes it believable. Yeah, but don't put it over the entire thing. So that's the big thing I would warn you.
Unless you want to win a painting contest against Dr.D.
So just make sure that when you put it on there, you don't cover the entire base with it. You, like I said, you kind of want to do really, really watery because that's going to make it uneven and it's going to do a coffee ring, I think is what they call it. Which in this case might be an advantage, just because it makes it look, again, a little bit more natural. And just kind of put it on there, wait like a second, kind of spread it around however you want. Maybe put it like in the recesses. So like on your flagstones, make sure you get it in the cracks, because it'll make it look more realistic. And then just kind of wipe it up when you're done. You can, what I would even do is you could use your finger, and you could just like kind of smear it, and it just makes it look imperfect, which looks good. Because when it comes to nature, nature's not perfect, and nature very, very rarely grows or does anything like symmetrically. So you see there. And then anything you can do to add height to that base is going to make it look really good. You could literally just take, like, depending on how you want to do it, like, you could literally go outside, grab a stick, break it, and just glue it to the base, and it'll be like, hey, look, it's a log. Whatever. Like, there's a lot of very cheap options that literally require you to do nothing more than just walk outside and just get a rock. So, like, if you live near a beach, what I do for a lot of my basing is we'll go to the beach and I'll just literally scoop beach into a container. And then I'll just have a bunch of rocks. And then usually there's finer stuff on the bottom. But depending on what you want, like grit-wise, there's that. Corkboard is like really, really, really cheap. Yeah, here's a little bit finer sand. So this is actually like beach. Everyone needs a tactical rock. As long as it's consistent. The problem with tactical rocks is you have like a game where everybody's fighting indoors, and then they release a model where it's like, oh, he's standing on a log. Now I have to figure something out to replace that log with something that makes more sense. Yeah, corkboard's great. Corkboard kind of adds some height to it. I think it's kind of boring by itself. So like even what I was doing with what I was gonna do with the Dagon stuff for Carnival.
Hey, whatever happened to like us getting the Baratheon? Like, Robert.
It's still on Kickstarter. I still get emails for it. So like as an example,
You gotta play that again when that comes around.
Yeah, I agree. So this is a model I just got from Warlord. It's one of their things. So I'm going to use this as like a Russian. So all my Russians are in like Stalingrad basing. So I actually just took a bunch of that gravel and glued it all over the base. And then depending on how you color it, you can essentially tell a story of what it is. So I'm going to dry brush some of it red to make it look like crushed brick. So that's a real easy way to do it. And then with the Cult of Dagon, I put corkboard on there, right? But I didn't do the whole base because the rest of this I'm going to do is water, right? So this is going to look like kind of ruined rubble, and then they'll be like crawling out of the water. And that's a little bit more advanced, right? Because you can use some basing stuff. So here's the thing: like Jay might be a better painter than me, but I am one of the best people that does basing. Like my basing is probably some of the best when it comes to like armies. I hate dioramas, but I love doing bases. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. And if you have any questions, I'm more than willing to ask or answer. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you pick up white and white blue from Monument Hobby, if nothing else. Those will do like the lion's share of the work. And then Typist Corrosion from GW. Or you could just take a really, really watered down kind of earthy brown, and you can do the same thing. It just might not look quite as natural. But I'm sure you could kind of finagle it. One idea I had for my bases was slate, but that might be more complex than I am capable of. Well, slate is the same thing, right? Slate is just gray. So, like, if you look at what slate looks like. So, if you wanted to do slate, let's, like, look at it. So, like, when you look at slate, it's the same thing. It's just gray, right? So if you wanted to do this, what you could do is you could just use a higher white gray. So as another perfect example from Monument Hobby, they have a bright neutral gray. You might really like bright neutral gray. That's probably the one I'd recommend. I have it here somewhere. God forbid I can remember where the hell I put anything.
Priority tomorrow is watching The Last of Us over gaming.
Okay. Yeah, bright neutral gray. But as you can see, it's the same basic concept, right? So if you do that, I would do bright neutral gray, and then I would hit it with white. Because again, if you look at like the seams of it, it's more of a pure white. So the cool thing is you can do like the concept is the same. I would definitely just dry brush it and then just dry brush up to like a white. So you can pick what color it is. White, blue, I find is just kind of more universally good. But yeah, it's not complicated. It's not complicated. You could definitely do it. You just kind of have to trust the process. You might not think you do a very good job the first couple times you do it. That's fine. Nobody's perfect on the first one. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. Well, that's the good thing about having a million models, right? I guess, but you're a little bit more early on in your wargaming-ness, right? Because War Machine's like one of the first ones you've played. You haven't made quite as many mistakes as the rest of us. Hello, Mr. VHS. We're talking basing. Which I actually think is my specialty. Like, I'm a pretty good painter, but when it comes to basing, I got that stuff on lockdown. Which I actually, funnily enough, learned a lot about at a seminar at Gen Con many years ago. It was actually the class I took when we were right next to Geraldes, right before I walked over to his little class thing. It was the exact same night, which was why I was in the painting hall when I wasn't in the picture. I used to play a lot of war games years ago. Painting now is easier for me. Well, painting can be as easy or hard as you want it to be. That is for sure. I find most people make it out to be significantly more challenging than they need it to be. I'm one of the few that says requiring painting for maybe not for events, but at least for like local tournaments is like just not a good idea, because it kind of forces people to have to paint their stuff like really, really fast. But on some level, there has to be some kind of like, I guess, I don't know if accountability is the word, but there's too many people out there who just don't paint. And if you let them get away with it, they'll just never paint. That you do, Mike. You sure weren't in that picture. I did a good job of recreating that. Yeah, it was perfect. It looked literally just like me. You know what? I'll actually, I'll reach out to Juan. Mr. Geraldes, or Angel. Sorry, Juan. Angel. And be like, sir, you need to fix the picture in any future printings of a book that you're never going to do any more printings of. Hey, Mike, look, it's your model. And again, just as a warning, we're going to probably end this stream a little bit earlier than usual, just because I do have to wake up really early tomorrow. Really early for me, before somebody's like, oh my god, I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning for my job, because I don't remember.
There's no fight with Dr.D. He doesn't have the same morning as the rest of us.
Because as soon as you say you gotta do something early, somebody's like, well, I gotta be able to. Like, yeah, I know you do, and that sucks. Actually, in all honesty, I can teach. Yeah, I can actually show you that exact thing I was talking about, Cord, because that's how I'm going to base this model.
Dear Mr. Geraldes, I see you tactically cropped me out this one picture from 17 years ago, and I demand you add me back in. I was the lost child in the propeller hat.
Why was I a child? 17 years ago, I was...
Wearing it all in front of you, Will.
I was 16. I was 16. I was a man. Just put it up there. Just, I stop in 30 minutes. Just put it there. Thank you.
No matter how much you push the envelope, it will still be stationary.
That's another good one, Perky. Excellent. Perky, you never answer me. Where have you been?
Lost child in the propeller hat. We had to cut you out cause your face was covered in paint, and we couldn't include that gross look because we are professionals, not casuals like you. I would advise you to stop eating the paint as it can affect your primary respiratory system.
He did not. Yeah, he was very weird. He didn't like to be touched.
He didn't much. He was kind of a loner.
Sure was. They plan to steal your blood, don't they? I mean, I'm giving it to them willingly, so I think they can do whatever they want with it.
He signed up for it.
I used to play a lot from that famous picture that you are not in. You sure weren't in that picture. I always make things more challenging. Look at her go. Oh my god, I am already awake for tomorrow. You are so weak. Yeah, I know, right? It's people. They plan to steal your blood, don't they? The blood and the plunder, yeah. I did not have to Google it. I just I used the calculator real quick to make sure I was right. Okay. Instead of you guys sitting here watching me struggle to do basic math, I just Googled it. I did not just Google it. I just used the calculator.
Dear Google sir, how old was I 17 years ago?
I'm glad you got the sir thing. I definitely do still use pleasantries with robots. Anytime I cross state lines and the GPS is like, you are now in Massachusetts. I'm like, thank you. Or if it's like, welcome home, I'm like, thank you. Because I might be a dunce, but I am not rude. And that is why Angel is going to put me in that propeller hat in the picture, because I am owed that.
The Google Archives has looked and it has shown that you were 8, but that's younger than the apartheid taking place in South Africa. My name is Grok.
What? Well, you know, life got busy with the very warm spring, playing a lot of 40k. Oh, sweet! Good for you, man. Glad to hear that. You should, if you use AI, make sure to thank them, as it allegedly costs those companies more money. Does it really? The Google Archives has looked at it and has shown that you were 8, but that's younger than the apartheid taking place in South Africa. Why are we talking about the apartheid? Is that your unit of measurement, Mike? Or like people's age? Is that on your... Is that... Because if that's the case, that might be why you're not getting a lot of hits on those dating websites. Like, you must be older than when the apartheid happened in South Africa. I guarantee you most ladies on dating websites don't even know what an apartheid is.
Or when it happened, or how old they are.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't even know when it happened. I know what it is, I don't know when it is. Because the Grok AI from Twitter keeps bringing it up. Does it really? That's weird. You haven't heard Twitter AI has been forced to bring up the apartheid, so people are asking about the weather, and Grok is bringing it up. I'm playing I have not heard that, no. Playing a Milta Heavy Sister's Army on a league with a ton of Terminator.
What it is?
But what is it? What if they change what it is? And it'll happen to you! I used to be one. I used to be with it. And it'll happen to you too. Also, Chris, I am sorry that we're probably not gonna get to your model tonight. Or tomorrow, in this case. That sounds very satisfying, Mr. Perky, to cause people such misery. Also, I saw that they're doing another edition of Horus Heresy. I was like, sure. I know where. That's true. You do know where I work. Yeah, we talked about it on Wednesday, and you said you had a whole bunch of it. Is the lore changing? Is Horus not going to be a doofus? No, he's still a doofus. I mean, yeah, I'm getting this stuff back. I'll try it. Mostly just because the campaign guys around here are good people. Like the Horus Heresy community here, they do a really cool narrative campaign thing, which, you know, I'd love to get, I guess, back involved with that if I do start playing again. Alright, Cord, I'm about to do her base. If you want to see what I'm talking about. I'm doing it a little out of order, but if you would like to see it, I can do it. Not that it's not out of position enough for it to be like even remotely a problem.
I think tomorrow we're having
It is pretty funny. I was just trying to play a list, spamming Battle Sisters and emulators, and it ended up being the list no one wants to play. Hey man, Meltas. Always been great. Definitely the bane of many a Marine player, that's for sure. She's got a gun. Butts. Forgot to paint her boob. Whatever, that's fine. Anyway, yeah, I'll do that base thing real quick. So, what you do is you get a real kind of crappy brush, right? I got my go-to, real frayed piece of junk. White, blue. That's what sortas are good for, as many templates as you can carry. Well, it's what? You go templates or you go Melta. Right? Those are like your two options. And both are at least somewhat okay. Alright, so yeah, I just got some on a brush. I'm gonna put it down, doesn't matter where. So, I got it on there, right? I wipe off most of it. Once it starts to kind of not be so thick, then you just take it and real lightly kind of go over. This base has a little bit of a texture, so I kind of want to maintain that. And I'm not really pushing the brush in, I'm just kind of doing a light little dry brush. And as you can see, this base just happens to have texture on it. And what it does is it just creates a bit of a gradient. So this line right here, I'm probably going to paint a different color. So it doesn't matter if I get that one up. But now I'm pushing into it because I'm not so worried about the any like textures or anything. And as long as you don't kind of slop up the model, which there is some thinking that if you're doing like dirt, I sometimes will get it on the base. Or, I'm sorry, on the model itself. Just because it will help with the like integration of the model into the base. And what I might even do when I feel like I'm not getting enough like interesting stuff on the base is I'll take it and kind of make it just slightly more moist, and what it'll do is it'll start to do these little streaks. You see those little sharper lines in there? So if you add moisture, it clumps, and it'll start to do that. And then as you get closer and closer to the model, you want to be a little bit more careful, just so you don't get in there. But what that also does is when you don't go quite as hard on it, is it creates a little bit of like a spotlight effect, where the basing around her feet is a little bit lighter. So it kind of separates her from the basing a little bit, which can be an advantage. And there you go, boom. That took me like 30 seconds. And already you got some interesting stuff going on, right? So I'll give it a little lick, kind of put some stuff in there. I know that's going to be a light. That little hole right there is going to be like a floor light. And there you go, boom. Real quick and easy. That alone is like 90%, is like probably like 90 times better than most people's basing. That's what servants are good for, as many temples. Wednesday, the Prince of Misinformation and me are recording an episode. I can email you the audio files, Mr. D. Yes, you can. How are you recording? Are you going to use Zencaster? And it didn't help the Grey Knights player. Every Sister Superior had the Condemner bolt gun. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah! So then I take some white. Just some pure white, right? And again, I'm gonna brush off most of this. And you just start going, yeah, that's probably brush a little bit too much. This is already a little dry. Again, A little bit moist on the side of the mouth. And then you just go in there and you kind of just start adding some interesting kind of just stuff. It doesn't have to be anything specific. But you want to make sure it at least hits the edges, because that's what makes it give, you know, have a little bit more like definition. No matter how you do it, you just make sure you don't want to go too much on it, because if it comes out pure white, it looks really weird.
Show is hilarious.
And then boom. If you just do it a little bit enough, it just kind of lightens it up. I think so. I'll just use the thing we've been using. You might not be able to log in. If you know when you're doing it, I can just be in the room. Like, I can open it up and you guys can use it. Yeah, it's not a huge deal, because I'll be home. I think I'll be home Wednesday anyway. And I might be able to just get you the login info. I have to look in. I have to look in just the deeper files, see if I can find it where it's been saved. Okay, so Cord. Here you are. So again, at this point, you could probably just say you're done, right? What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna paint a traffic light or a traffic line. So I'm gonna use a little bit of that white blue. And just real carefully. Again, you're not doing like urban sprawl, so you don't necessarily need to do this part, but it's these little details that really make this stuff kind of pop out. And because I need to do this before I dirty it up. So I go there, I give that a sec to dry. Yeah, I'll see if I can find the information for you tomorrow, Mike. Just remind me. As soon as it is tomorrow. I mean, I'm just going to ignore you. Alright, so because it's going to be a white line, I'm going to use this dark blue just to kind of dirty it up a little bit. And then use some pure white. Okay, so then I'm going to show you. So typhus corrosion, right? So I think I've had this typhus corrosion since, I don't know, like the early 2000s. It's not paint anymore. It's literally just like brick. But I'm going to use it to my advantage, right? So it makes it like really inconsistent, which helps with the basing, making it a little bit more like unique. So I just take a lot of water and I really give it a good grinding. It's kind of like a whetstone, where you go in there and you just kind of, you never know what you're going to fully get. And then you get something on your brush, something or another. And then you just wipe it. And this creates those like dirt streaks I was talking about. So you want to just kind of put it on the base in places. You don't want to cover the whole base. And then I water the brush and I'll kind of tap it, give it some like tippy taps, so that it doesn't necessarily have like hard lines of delineation. But even if it does, it actually just works out fine. This is more just like a picky thing on my part. And then you're like, yeah, I like that, but maybe I want it to be a little bit more dirty. Then you take your finger and you just dab it. And when you do that, it'll pick it up, but it will make it look really imperfect. Just make sure you don't lick it. And there you go. Dirt. Dirty rock. Or concrete. It just depends on the framing. People, you know, it'll look like anything to anybody. Does that make sense, Cord? I hope that was helpful. And if you need any help, just give me send me a message and I'll help you out. And since I'm here, I might as well just finish the base. And I find that when it comes to basing, the devil's really in the details. But thankfully, the details are like kind of fun and they're like really easy to do. Like you get so much bang for your buck when you got a really cool base. Where it's like, you know, with a lot of, like when you're painting models, there's just like a lot more work you have to do to get like as big of benefits. So, let's try. So, I'm not sure if you've seen my bases and stuff. So what I might do is I might add some traffic cop tape, stuff like that to the base, just to kind of give it a little bit more flavor, you know, because we're in an urban sprawl. I got a lot of them that are like magazines and posters and stuff, and I'll put them on the base where they look like they're getting blown around. That was a trick I learned from Sarastro. I don't know where it is right now, but I'm sure I can find it later. This isn't Carnival. This is a bozo from Cyberpunk. So this is in the future. Classic blunder. But it goes to show you, right? It works for both, right? Because some of the stuff I showed you earlier, that was Carnival, and it, you know, it's the exact same process. It's very easy. My Tiger Claws just showed up tomorrow's priming them. There you go, buddy. Bozo Gang has acid in those spray flowers. They sure do. They got Giggle Juice, too. Which is an amazing weapon. You hit them with the Giggle Juice and they turn into bozos. Oh, thank you for the resub, Ernie. Man, it's been a hot minute since I've seen you. That's not a name I've heard in a long time. Long time. I am putting together 20 Seraphim now. God, dude. Well, yeah, I mean, you got, like, crazy amounts of, like, stuff. I remember that. Just, like, all the tier... Was like, you're working on Tyranids, I think? Last time? It was, like, Tyranid and Guard, if I remember right. I didn't realize my sub ended, but yeah, it's been a bit. Yeah, I was gonna say it's been at least like it's been at least a month, right? Cyberpunk, you would think that base would be RGB, red, green, blue. I mean maybe, but it's also the time of the red, so the city's like a junk heap. I'm putting in a 20 Seraphim now. Welcome back. Moving sucks. It does, sure does. We're gonna be doing it here relatively soon ourselves. Yeah, that's a fair point, my dude. How's it going lately with it? Yeah, I hop projects like so bad. Yeah, bro. I used to be like that myself. I finally beat it. I finally was able to beat it.
It's because he has a good woman cooking for him on the regular. Right?
Yeah. I'm getting impatient. I'm not waiting for it to dry. He lives. Yeah, he does. He sure does. He's back. Not too far in the future is actually a couple more Arasaka guys. I finished 2 more. I keep forgetting to just drop them off at the store. Because you've been going there for Malifaux stuff at least once. So I feel like you're more likely to see it there than you are to see me. I am a moot hospital. An interesting direction to go. So I have 70 Battle Sisters and 8 multi-Melta emulators led by an Imaginifier for my League army, and now I am working on a flying circle 60 Seraphim. Jesus Christ. That was considered not safe. What, that you're a meat popsicle? I think that's a reference to something. These are the movie references we've missed. I don't know. I didn't get that reference, so I guess I don't know what it is. You young kids in your movies. Fifth Element. Yeah, I couldn't tell you much about Fifth Element. I think I watched it way too young. Although you guys might really enjoy the next episode of... Or, well, the one after this one. The next episode of Cyberpunk. We make a lot of 80s movie references. And Mike didn't even understand them. Talk about an episode that was like custom made for Ernie. What are you thinking, Mike? How's it look to you? He watched it before he went on Killer. Yeah, that's true. The long ago times. Hey, Kara. Hey, Kara.
Yes, baby.
Can you start making the tea?
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, today we're gonna end it a little bit early. I gotta go do that blood thing tomorrow. Which I definitely need to make sure I do because I need the money to pay rent this month because I put too much in the savings account.
If I'm lazy tomorrow, can you feed the dogs and take them out for a potty break?
When I'm getting up, we'll see.
Yeah.
It just depends on if I can get out the door.
If you can't manage, just let me know.
Yeah. I don't see why I shouldn't.
Again, if you can't manage, just let me know. I'm okay. I'm happy to help. You always help me when it's late at night.
Always.
Always. I figure you got a little sneak here.
Anyway, yeah, I'm Dr. D. You know me. I'll be here tomorrow. Patreon, all that stuff. You know the spiel. This is actually a pretty good, quick stream. Also, when Summer of Plunder starts, the English crew is going to be doing a paint night thing on Monday, so my Monday streams might be a little bit shorter because I want to catch those. Because you get stuff. And I'm going full greed. I'm full greed. I'm specking into greed, baby. And I was gonna ask if we could somehow incorporate the stream, but there's gonna be like secret talk of like the strategies and stuff, so I don't think we're gonna do that. But we'll go until 10, so it'll be like right about now. So we're still gonna go for quite a while, for like 3 hours, you know. It's usually when stream starts to dip anyway. So, not a big deal. So, Mike, all that's left is I'm going to paint the Harlequin symbols in yellow because I think it'll stand out, and her legs will be gold. And then after that, it's just, you know, wrapping it up. So she'll be done probably tomorrow. And I can give her to you Tuesday. And there you go. You may not see her tomorrow. Just depends on when I finish her. So if I can finish her before the stream, I doubt I'll be able to with all the stuff with Kara. We'll probably finish her real early next stream. But she'll be done by Tuesday for sure. Does all that sound good to you, Mike? Like, I think she looks pretty good. I think I want to do something with her lips. I'm surprised the Bozos don't have their namesake from Cyberpunk 2077, Bozo the Merc. Yeah, there's no guy with a grenade in his face. It's funny that we talk about him quite a bit. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'll be here tomorrow.
Love you. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Kara. Make sure you stop in, say happy birthday. Listen to whatever insane thing she wants to talk about at that second. And then just, quietly walk away. Ozab is too new to the gang at the time. Yeah. Glad I got the tail end of the stream today. Have a great evening. Yeah, it was good to see you again, right? Oh yeah, she'll be done early next stream tomorrow, and then we'll work on their boss, the Kang of the clowns. It's gonna be big. All right, guys, thank you very much for hanging with me. It's 17 of you guys. We should raid. That's the nice thing to do. Oh, Dr. Faust. Jesus.
Good night.
Dr. Faust is one of the people I learned how to read from.
Dr. Faust was a really bitchy teacher in my university. Dr. Faust was a really bitchy teacher.
Well, he's very nice.
Love you.
Are you going to bed?
Yeah, good night.
Okay. Good night.
Love you.
Are you going to bed?
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll catch you guys later.